and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. I am the Clumsy Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Welcome to any first-time viewers. You're very welcome here, and a very warm welcome back to those of you who are returning. Thank you so much again for all the support you are showing my fledgling little channel. I really appreciate all of your comments and all of your views, so thank you so much. It has been a month, I think now, since I last updated you on my projects. It has been a whirlwind of a month, I think it's fair to say, for a lot of people. In summary, there have been a few highs, there have been a few lows, but basically I have quite a lot to show you. It turns out that when I'm a bit low, I get a little bit impulse purchasey, and so I've ended up with a few new starts, none of which I had bought previously. So we get a bit of, I think we're going to intersperse haul throughout this video, so instead of having a big section at the end. Yeah, so I've got some new starts, I've got a finish and my whips to update you on. I've also got a new crafty project I've been working on to show you, and I've received a gift from my mum this month as well that I really want to show you. So that will all be coming up in the next, I don't know, half an hour or so, we'll see. First things first, I want to show you my mum's gift. So my mum is really crafty. She's done a lot of cross stitch, like I said before. She also knits, she crochets, she's done some paper cutting. She wants to do some felt work as well. I think she's just started doing embroidery this week as well. She does so much stuff. And this project, essentially, I've been enabled by Shiloh again, but somehow I've managed to enable my mum by proxy. I don't know if that's a thing. Basically, Shiloh, who is at XStitchMD on Flosstube and on Instagram, she showed this blanket before Christmas, and I thought it was such a nice pattern, but I'm not a knitter myself. I thought, you know who might like this? My mum might like this. So we got it for her as a little stocking filler. So when my mum opened it, she started asking my sister and I about all these wool colours. And we were like, okay, what's going on here? And so it turns out she was going to make the blanket, but my mum and dad's house is just filled with crochet and knitted blankets, and so they didn't think they needed another one. So mum decided to make one for my sister and I instead. So she made mine first because obviously I am the favourite child. She let me pick out all of the yarn colours. I'm just going to insert, because it is quite massive, I think it'll be better for me to insert a photo here, and then I'll kind of show you a bit more up close. So here's the finished object. And then now I'll show you it a little bit more up close as well, because it is really quite massive. So the colours I went for were all kind of like coastal inspired, because obviously being from Cornwall, feeling a little bit homesick, really wanted elements of like the beach and the sea and stuff. So the pattern is essentially made up of all these squares, and they have a little like ridge running through the top. I don't know if I can, yeah. And then you just knit them all together into the finished object. So I'll just kind of turn it around to show you more of the colours. But I absolutely love this. I've spent the last 2 weeks just curled up underneath it, basically. But yeah, I love the colour combinations. I think this teal is lovely. And then you have kind of the whole, so you have the colour blending, but then you have the whole squares with the colours as well. So you can see these teals are just absolutely glorious. But yeah, my mum is a very talented lady. So I've been loving having that, and though of course it is now summer, so I don't know how much longer I'll be spent underneath it, but definitely it will be slung across the sofa for everyone to see. So that was a real treat to receive that, and that's been a real, yeah, I've really loved having that. What I'm going to show you now is the extra little crafty project I've been working on this month. So I started making project bags after seeing a video from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch where she did a project bag tutorial, and I just thought, well, there's no harm in giving it a go. Just get some fabric, get some interfacing, and let's see what I can do. I have a sewing machine. It's my mum's old one, because when mum got a new one, she'd taught me a little bit on the sewing machine before, and so she let me have her old one. And so I figured may as well just give it a try while I'm feeling in the mood. I'll link the video down below because it was really, really helpful, just really kind of step-by-step methodical. It does assume a knowledge of sewing machines, but it's so easy to follow. So this is the first one I made. All of the fabric I just got from shops on Etsy, and I can if you have any questions, just let me know and I can let you know where I got them from. But these are little foxes, and I just thought that it was very cute. And the next one, again, I just saw this fabric and I knew I had to make something with it, because obviously with 2 cats, need to have a cat themed project bag. Just can't help myself. So that's that one. It just makes me smile. And then my last one, again, was a little bit impulsive. I just saw the fabric and I was just like, yeah, I absolutely love this. I've got to make this. And so I've just got one with chickens on. Just love the colour, love the birds. And then so the lining of the bag is basically the opposite way round. But I just really love the accent colour. I'd really love this. I really, really love this one. I think it's because I finally learned how to do the zip properly on this one, because on the other 2 I didn't do it properly and I had to hand sew a little bit of it to make sure it wasn't going to rip. But I just love the kind of the colour scheme, and it's just a bit kitschy. So yeah, that's been a really good project the last month. It's made me want to try making my own clothes. I follow a couple of people on Instagram who are quite inspiring as well about where to start and all the clothes that they can make, and some of the stuff they make is just absolutely amazing. So part of me now is like, oh, I could just give it a try. My only concern is I cannot cut fabric at all. Like, I had so many issues, and I had to trim, and the bags are a little bit smaller than they should be because I just can't cut in a straight line, or if it's a straight line it's still diagonal somehow. So I'm not quite sure how to not do that. So it might be something I give a go in the future, because I felt so accomplished having done these 3 bags, and I just feel like if I could, even if I just make a pair of pajamas or something, I don't know, it would be quite nice. What I realised actually when I was putting these together to show you is that I haven't shown you a couple of the other project bags I bought from Etsy, and so I just wanted to show you these as well, because I really loved having these, and obviously they're a lot better quality than mine. So the first one I'm going to show you, this was done by the Tiny Sewing Company on Etsy. I'll link the shop down below, and they let you pick your own fabric combination. So I really love this kind of white flowery fabric. They have the quilt effect on the back. It's vinyl fronted, so you can see the project that's in there. And it's huge as well, like you can fit a big hoop in there. So I've really loved using this bag. And I just think it's such good quality. Would definitely recommend getting something from there. They have quite a few other sewing, accessories. So they have orc catchers and needle books and all that kind of stuff as well. The other one I have is made by Patchwork Paw Print, again on Etsy, and I'll link the shop down below. And this houses my Margarita dragon. And so this came, like, the fabric was already made basically. But again, really big, quilted on the inside and with the vinyl front. And again, just really good quality, really big, sturdy. And yeah, I've really loved using this one as well. So that's been my non-cross-stitchy project this month. I've really enjoyed just getting my mum's sewing machine out as well. It's just been really nice, and been reading my little instruction manual and finding out all these things and just nerding out a little bit over that. So that's been really fun. So now let's get on to the cross-stitchy stuff. I think I'm going to start with my finish. And this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who watched my last video because I was very nearly done. This is the Spring Pinwheel Perennials by Hands On Design. Last time we spoke, I had 2 of the 3 designs finished. Oh, hello, Ella. And now I have since finished the 3rd one. Let me show you. So this is the 3rd little round. I just really love it. I think it's so cute with the little baby bird being fed. And I love the colour of the flowers as well. So I'll show you all 3 of them all together. There we go. So this is stitched on a 32 count linen from Chromatic Alchemy in the colourway Midas. Still really love this linen. I'm really pleased with my colour choice to go with the purples. I just think they, especially on this one, I think they just really pop. So I'm not entirely sure how I want to finish this just yet because the finishing kit that I was planning on using is out of stock still. So I'm not quite sure if I should just try a little bit harder to look for it, or if actually I want to finish it in a frame or just in my own hoops. So I'm still thinking this through. I'm scared it's just going to join my other finished pile. I'll get there eventually. But yeah, so it's not quite ready for spring, but I've got all the stitching done and that's what I wanted to do. So I'm really pleased with how that turned out. So I'm looking forward to starting the summer ones at some point. We will, I guess we'll see in the next month how that goes. The next thing I have to show you was a impulsive new start, I suppose, when in one of my low points of the month. This is part of an ongoing series I'm doing, the Advent Animals series by Brooks Books. All of the patterns for these are free and I would highly recommend doing them because I think they're absolutely adorable. And so in my last video you saw that I'd cut up all the linen ready for me to start stitching, and I'm so glad I did because it just meant I could pick a pattern and just make a start. And so I made a start and then I made a finish, and this is Hattie. I think she is so adorable. I'm stitching this on a 32 count linen by Lakeside Needlecraft. It's the colour Falling Snow. And I'm really pleased with this colour choice for these animals actually, because I didn't want it to be too dark, and I just think they look really sweet on there. So it's obviously still missing the number. I still haven't decided how I'm going to do the numbers, so I don't want to do it just to have to pick it out again. But I'll make a decision on that at some point. But I just love all of the details. Like I love these little snowflakes. I love all the ribbon on the present. Her little eyelashes. I just think they're so cute. I had a goal this year to get 6 done. And so this is number 1 of that 6. But I did quite like picking this up quite impulsively because they are quite quick to start and finish. It's just quite a nice thing to do if you're feeling like you just really need to finish something or you really want to start something. At least it's not an enormous project that you're starting. You know that you can finish it quite quickly. So I don't think I'm actually going to plan when I'm going to do the rest of them. I think it will just be oh, you know what, I really fancy a new start. I have all the stuff for this. I'll just get going on it. So yeah. So this is Hattie, number 5. If we move on to my works in progress now, which is whips. I have 3 whips to update you on. I think they must be the same as last time. I don't think I've worked on any new whips. The first one I'm going to show you is Merry and Bright by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is what the final piece will look like. So quite festive, really. And then last time I just had this M finished. And now I have the full word and the sledge. I am loving it. So I'm stitching this 1/1 on a 32 count Zweigart linen in vintage Stormy Night. Sorry, it's a Belfast linen, I should specify as well. And so I was stitching this in the month of March as part of the hashtag Stitch Asia, because the designer behind Cottage Garden Samplings is an Asian designer. It's been really good following that hashtag and seeing everyone's projects actually, and I think everyone's quite keen for it to keep going throughout the year, which is obviously absolutely fantastic. So that is my Merry and Bright. Looking forward to stitching on that a little bit more. Although it is now getting very hot, so I don't know if I'm going to feel quite as inclined to keep going on the festive track. The next project I'm going to show you is Pavan, which is being housed in my little cat bag. I will show you a picture of the final design, what it's going to look like, and also where I was last video. I haven't been working on this one very much, in all honesty, but I have filled in this block here and kind of kept going along the top. So yeah, not very much progress. I haven't really felt motivated to pull this one out as much. I'm not sure why. I think, to be honest, part of it may be the linen, because it's an opalescent linen. It drags on my thread a little bit, and so sometimes it's a little bit frustrating and it shreds the thread. But obviously I still love the colour. I'm still really pleased with the linen I chose, because it is in keeping with the saying on it. I wanted it to be shiny. But that's only as far as I've got. So we'll see, maybe I'll pull that one out a little bit more. The last of my ongoing whips I have to show you is my Margarita Dragon, which is held in my patchwork paw print bag. And this is what the final image will look like. So the artist who designed this is Stanley Morrison, and it was started by Pain Free Crafts. Just still absolutely love that picture, and I cannot wait for it to be hanging on my wall. I'm just gonna put a picture here of where I was last time as well, just to give you an idea of progress, because I quite like seeing these comparisons side by side. I reached a milestone this month and I've managed to get to 20%, which is quite exciting, but at the same time realised I've been working on this for a year and I've just hit 20%, so it is going to be a little while before it's hanging up on my wall. But this is where we are now. So I've filled in all down the side of the wing. You'll see there is no parked threads here, because all of this grey just stops and it becomes all this yellow and blue in the wing. And so I thought, instead of doing the parking method, what I'd do is just, I don't know if it's the cross-country method, it's called, where you just take one colour and you just fill in all of that colour within a certain area, and then you take another colour and just fill it in until it's completely filled. So that's what I ended up doing. Let me just zoom in a little bit for you. This is my Rivendell needle minder, also from Pain Free Crafts. Still loving the colours. Still, I just cannot wait to keep going on this. But then I say that and then I just get distracted by everyone's Flosstubes or Instagrams or new releases, and just doesn't end up getting very far, or as far as maybe I want it to. So that was my progress on Margarita Dragon. I have now got a couple of new starts to show you. Like I said, I was a little bit impulsive this month, and patterns that I've been thinking about a little bit here and there just became things I immediately had to have. The first one I'm going to show you is an example of this type of purchase. I saw this on Morgan, who is the honeybee stitcher. I saw it on Morgan's Flosstube and I really liked it, and I think I must have seen it 3 or 4 months ago now. Every now and again I browse their Etsy shop and I'm just like, I shouldn't really. I just add it to my wish list and I'll move on with my day. And then, I don't know, a switch flipped in my head this month and I was like, oh, just get it and just start it. Come on, what are you waiting for? This is a Terra Stitch design, and again there I'll put their shop details below. I just got it from Etsy as a PDF pattern. I'll put a quick image actually of the final product here as per normal. And then this is my start. So I love all of the colours. I think they blend together so well. And so I'm just kind of coming down here and it comes up, and then I've got the other half to do, and then just all that back stitch to make the arch. I'm stitching it 1/2 on just a white 40 count linen. I think something I have learned actually is that I pull my thread a little bit too hard when I'm stitching. And it's especially obvious in 40 count especially when you're stitching just with one thread. I think anyway, it seems a bit holy in some places. So I think it's helped me calm down a little bit, be a little bit less aggressive with my stitching. But I'm really excited to get this project done. I just think the design is really, it's like abstract modern art, I guess, isn't it? It's just, I just quite like it. So that's my start on that one. My final start I don't think will be a surprise to anyone. If you've seen my Flosstube extra video, which I filmed near the start of my channel, I shared the Hello Dear finish I did for the Caterpillar cross stitch piece. And Caterpillar cross stitch have recently released Hello Petal, which is their spring tree. And when they released Hello Petal, I decided to get Hello Pumpkin at the same time. And even though it is now springtime, I decided to just start Hello Pumpkin because I really, really like the piece. So what I will do quickly is just show you, I got them both kitted up because I got Hello Dear kitted up because it was kind of before I knew about kind of just buying your own linen and threads. So I just got them both kitted up to make sure that they would look exactly the same. I just got a little bit paranoid. So I'll just show you what the designs look like. So this is Hello Pumpkin. And this is Hello Petal. I think they're both so sweet. I still think Hello Pumpkin is my favourite of the three so far. I don't know, I think it must be the colours. Just really, really love them. And so I started Hello Pumpkin and then got quite carried away with all the motifs as you do, because they're just it's so easy to just think, oh, I'll just do one more, and then you're like 5 later and you don't realise it's gone midnight. And then Emma, who is Emma X Stitching on Instagram, and she's just recently started her own Flosstube channel as well, which I recommend going to check out. And Joe, who is Belushi Stitches, are now hosting a Hello Pumpkin stitch along. And I was just like, oh, perfect timing. And basically the plan is to stitch Hello Pumpkin in the same order as the original stitch along the pattern came out in, because it was originally a mystery stitch along, I think in 2019. And so Emma's found the pictures, I think, from Facebook, and she's kind of telling us which areas to stitch. And we're doing a section a month all together, and that's been really good. We've got there's a chat group on Instagram which has been really nice. So obviously I started before this stitch along happened, so I started with the owl. I was immediately I have to get the owl done. I think he's adorable. And now I'm making my way back down to the tree because that's where the first bit is. I realised I've been speaking about this for ages. I just need to show you what I've done. So this is my progress so far. And I am so pleased I got this and I started this. So the first section is the tree, the ground under the tree, and then there's a pumpkin on one side and a mushroom on the other. And then there's a few of the little leaves kind of around the branches and stuff as well. So it means I think essentially just means I've got a head start on the next month. But I'm sure I'll find something to fill the time. But yeah, I really love that little owl. I think he's so cute. I can't get him. There we go. So yeah, really pleased I got this, really pleased I've started it. The hashtag for the stitch along is Hello Pumpkin, what time do you cal this? I'll write it down below as well. If you want to join, then you can message Emma or Joe on Instagram, I think, and they can add you to the chat and share the pictures and everything. So you can join a little group of Hello Pumpkin stitchers. So that is everything I have to show you. Thinking of plans. So obviously I want to get my Hello Pumpkin section done this month. I want to get a little bit more done on Pavan. I'd love to get more progress on Terra Stitches, on the Terra Stitch pattern as well. I am aware people in their recent Flosstubes have been talking about Mania, and because this is my first year kind of as fully a part of the stitching community with Instagram and Flosstube and all this kind of stuff, I was thinking about joining in, but at the same time, I've started 3 new projects in the last 2 weeks, and I think my whip count is now up to 10. I've been able to do a lot of stitching, I think because of lockdown, because I've been working from home. I've not been doing, and it's not like I'm a very socially active person anyway, but because, for example, we live quite far away from our families, a lot of our friends are all over the country, so when we do go to socialise, it's for a weekend. And I think with everything opening up again, we are going to be a lot more extroverted, I think, than we were before the pandemic, just because we've been missing going out for meals and we've been missing just kind of chilling outside. And if it's going to be as nice as it was last year, and we can actually see people again, then I think stitching is going to have to take a back seat. It's had a little bit of its time in the sun, and we'll just see how it all goes. So I don't know if I'm going to do the full-on Mania, if I'm just going to start a few projects maybe, or there is also Monogamania, where you just stitch on one project for the whole month. And I am finding this quite tempting because I really do want to make a lot of progress on my dragon. I really, really want to push. My goal at the beginning of the year was to get 35%, and I think I've managed, as in reach 35%, sorry, not achieve 35%. So now I'm on 20, and I think I started on 16, 17 maybe, and so I've got quite a lot to do. And I want to do it as well. I'm not kind of forcing myself. I really do want to make a lot of progress on that. So I'm tempted to do Monogamania. So if anybody else is feeling like doing that, then let me know, and we can be monogamous together. On that note, I wish you a very happy April. I hope you get lots of sunshine. I hope in the UK at least you're able to enjoy the easing of lockdown. I know I've seen a lot of pictures of people's in their parents' or friends' gardens, so that's been really nice to see. And I will speak to you in a month's time, I suppose, if not a little bit sooner. Bye.